Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Lois, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. In the last episode, we were hard at work trying to get to the sawmill from thermal expansion so that we could use our cherry planks, the cherry wood, and get 6 cherry planks instead of just 2 every time, so that I can do this. Yeah, I went ahead and built the second floor of the house. So as you can see, the walls themselves are not finished. I need to get a lot more mangrove trees, but the floor is done at the very least, and we can start working on kind of planning this upper area a little bit. And yeah, it got considerably darker underneath here, and I hate how because we're in basically shadows, it looks really dark out there. It's harder for me to tell when it's actually nighttime, but yeah, we have a second floor. Now, I know, building in Minecraft, one of the worst things you can do is have flat buildings. Flatness makes things look bad, but don't worry, we're gonna kind of slowly build this house and kind of slowly design it and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's going to be a pretty big work in progress, but I do want to get things planned out, where things are going to be, all that kind of fun stuff as well. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. I'd also like to try to get through the rest of the Immersive Engineering quest, because why not? We can do that. It's not that big of a deal. We might also work on getting just a little bit of automation so we can start moving all of our inventory into digital storage. We'll see about that though. So yeah, what do I need to say about this? It's just a big floor. But one of the big things to kind of note is the tower itself is always going to be this space. We'll have more staircases going up. There's going to be at least another floor for the tower itself. And we might have a little bit of stuff up above this, but I don't know if the next floor is going to be basically the roof, or if it's going to be, if we're going to have another floor like this or not. We are going to have at least one basement, so that is a thing. But we're also going to, for example, when it comes to astral sorcery, we're going to need a lot of area. We'll have something over in here that will build up. Botania is probably going to get a greenhouse, maybe in this area, and then blood magic also needs a lot of room. It will probably go over in that area. We might try to get Thaumcraft to be in this house, but I'm not entirely sure. We're also going to need a bedroom at some point. We could make our closet the bedroom. Oh man. Yeah, that's a thing we could do. I've slept in a closet before. It was a fun week, but that sounds really weird. The story with that is I was staying for a what do I want to say? Do I want to say what it was or not? Decisions. I didn't expect to think of that. I literally just thought of that right now. But I went to a week-long thing, and with like 12 other people, and we had a house that we rented, and there was limited beds, so a lot of people slept on the floor. I slept in a walk-in closet because I had a door, and I never had to worry about people walking on me, because people would be coming in and out all hours of the day basically. So yeah. So we could put our bed in there. That would be kind of funny. We'll see. But anyways, what do I want to do first today? First things first, I think what I want to do is we're going to come over here to the enrichment chamber, and we're going to get some cobalt. And yeah, I want to make a cobalt pickaxe head. Because the osmium one is good, don't get me wrong, but it's super slow. So I want something that mines a little bit faster. So we're going to do that first. And then, go ahead and smelt that up. That will smelt, right? Yeah. And then what we're going to start working on is a little bit of, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and smelt this up. Get that there. We'll come back for that once it's done. And eventually there will be a staircase here, so I don't have to jump up. So what are we going to do first? That is a good question. I guess what we should probably start working on is okay. So there's two things that we're gonna try to start working towards. One I should do off camera, to be honest. I need to make 5 total advanced inscribers. So we have 1 advanced, 1 normal. We're gonna need 3 more inscribers and turn those 4 into advanced inscribers. The reason being is if we want to make ME storage cells, we're gonna want to automate as much of this as possible. Quartz glass is already automated, but we need to get the circuits automated, logic and calculation processors. And once we do that, then we can do whatever we want. Something else that we're probably going to want to automate is the interfaces. That's going to require formation cores, which also requires logic processors. And some of this stuff we'll kind of wait on. So for example, the formation cores require flux dust. We're going to wait on automating that. I don't really care about making the molecular similars yet. That can wait. For this, iron plates and respectively iron chests. We'll teach the system how to make the iron chest and the chest and all that kind of stuff, but we'll kind of base everything on how much space we have in the interface itself. So can we make like 10 of those? We need more glass, more glowstone, more Certus, and iron. We need everything. So we do have a good bit of iron. I will honestly work on that off camera, I think, and we'll set that up next time, or else we'll do something with that later. I'll cut away and get that prepped. That's only 1 ingot. Oh, whoops. Pickaxe heads are only 2 ingots, not 3. I thought they were 3. Alright, well, that's a little bit of a mistake. Let's go ahead and get this. We can smelt the cobalt back up in the pickaxe head. Yeah, I forgot that it's only 2. So let's go ahead and replace these. We should still have the level. But what I want is, so if we look at this, we have, Osglow glass, mining level, mining speed 3. We put that on there, we get mining speed 9, we get some more durability. Less attack, but it's still the same mining level and everything, so we're going to do that and get a much better pickaxe. So yeah, once this is done, we'll switch things out. I've considered we might try to make the next tier of pickaxe as well, which is Enderium. And Enderium is not that difficult, to be honest, to make at this point, but there is some trickiness to it. So we should be able to just put that in there and it'll smelt up. Perfect. So I'll grab that later. But in order to make Enderium, we're going to need platinum, and I don't have any. We have a good bit of nickel ore, which you can get platinum from nickel, but the problem with this is it's not easy to. The only way to get platinum is with a pulverizer, induction smelter, which we need regardless. So you know what? That might be something. Do we have any more? I don't think we have any more machine frames, do we? That was a loud motorbike outside my window. Apologies. So let's see. Induction smelter. If we have a machine frame, which we did get 2, what did we make? We made the sawmill. Do we still have a machine frame laying around? Yes, we do. We even got one as a reward. So, you know what? If we go down to thermal expansion, we need to make the pulverizer. That's kind of important. But the induction smelter can give us both things we need. Because we can we're gonna need the induction smelter to get the Enderium anyway. So let's get Enderium on here. I'd like to increase mining levels. The more we can do that, the better off we'll be. So Enderium, we need to make this stuff. We need the Enderium blend. That's what we need, which requires a resonant ender bucket, platinum, and just some pulverized lead. But to use that, we need to induction smelter it, and that's not that bad to do, but we need the induction smelter. So making this is probably a smart idea. Just 2 copper gears, an invar gear, and a redstone reception coil. Okay, that's not too awful. I realize we've made one of those before. So 160, that's 2 of these with a piece of gold in here. We're also going to need 8 copper and 4 invar. We have 2 invars, so 3 and a nickel. How do I usually do this? So there's the redstone reception coil. I mean, I guess we could just do that over here. Let's turn this off for a moment. And there's something. Ooh, zombie. Cool. Armor. All that kind of stuff. Ooh, we got some armor. What did we get? We got ironwood plate and ironwood boots. We'll take the plate. That's better than what we currently have. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get the copper gears. I believe we have all the plate stuff that we need. That doesn't go in there. It goes in here. I brought a little bit more stuff over from the old base, so that is a nice thing. Let's see. So we're going to need gears. We're going to need 2 copper gears. And then the invar gear, which this is not enough invar for a gear, but it will be soon enough. So I think we only needed 1 more, or do we need 2 more? We need 2 more. Okay, that's not a problem. Let's go grab the rest of it. And now we can successfully get the invar gear and make the induction smelter. So just put that there. There's the 2 copper. What else did this take? Some sand. That's it. Okay, easy enough. So let's put that away. We need sand. And then we can make the induction smelter. Perfect. So that's not going to give us a quest because we need to do other things first, but there we go. The induction smelter is up and running. Now, we are going to run out of power very soon, actually, because this thing is now blocked from the sky. So if we want this to work, I think we can put it here. Let's put it here. No, let's, put it there. Of course that chest is there. Oh, man. Let's just put it here. And then we will run, we need to get more, power, which, by the way, we can make energetic alloys. That is a thing we can do with the alloy furnace, with an energetic blend. So we can technically make Ender IO conduits. because the other thing is the conduit binder, which is pretty simple. So we can make the energy conduits and the item conduits from Ender.io. That is something to kind of keep in mind. In fact, we already made some. I forgot we did. So I think this stuff will actually connect. I don't know if we have any more signalum plated stuff, but will this? Okay, that will not connect unless it's all. So one. I don't know if we have any more of the signalum stuff. We do. We have a good bit of it. So for now, we're just going to use this. And bring this across. Like so. And now this should be getting power again. Perfect. Okay. So with that taken care of, slate crisis averted. We had a copper gear already. I need to not use everything all the time. So the way we need to get Enderium, the other thing we're going to need is Resonant Ender. And for that we're going to need a Magma Crucible. Or a melter. Melters would work as well, but that is not something I really want to make yet. I don't think we can do anything in the alloy furnace. Hard carbon alloy. Okay, that's a new thing I haven't seen before. Fluid infuser. We can do things a little bit differently. So I think what we need is the Magma Crucible. And that will be the next thing we make. Because this will allow us to melt down our it'll allow us to melt down our ender pearls to make ender pearl buckets. Buckets of resident ender that we can then use to make Enderium. So let's go ahead and do that. So this guy requires 2 nether bricks, 2 copper, another redstone. So one of those, 2 of those. Get that cooking. We're going to need another copper gear. What else? We're going to need hardened glass. We'll get to that in a moment. And nether bricks. Okay. So nothing too awful. Now the other thing is if we want to make the Enderium, which I should probably just keep here, we're going to need platinum. And this is where the Induction Furnace comes in. We could have also used a pulverizer. Pulverizer gives us a little bit of a chance. From pulverizing nickel ore, it's a 10% chance. But we can also get platinum from the induction smelter with smelting up nickel, I do believe. Let's see. With cinnabar? Do we have cinnabar? If we have some cinnabar, that is the way we can do it. But otherwise we can't. It's not looking good. This might have... Nope. Alright, let's see. In this, we have to have cinnabar. And to get cinnabar, we need to crush redstone, well, destabilized redstone ore, gold ore, or redstone ore also works. In fact, redstone ore is probably the best option. So we need a pulverizer as well. So let's... Whew, boy. That is expensive. Alright, so we might be able to do this, we might not be able to. We're going to need another machine frame. And that is kind of a pain. So, for now, I think let's go ahead and wait on that. We're not going to be able to get this. So, I don't even know. We have some cinnabar ore. But unfortunately, the only way to get the actual cinnabar is with a fluid transposer. And I don't want to make one of those or an fluid transposer. Because that's going to require more stuff that I don't want to use. Okay. Well then, let's go ahead and do what I wanted to do for today, which is try to finish up all of the Immersive Engineering quests. So the first things first, we're going to start with the generator block. Now the generator block is pretty easy. This stuff is going to require a lot of steel, but that's about it. So we should probably get a little bit more steel. Let's get 16. I think that will be fine. And let's go ahead and put this stuff in here. I will make another set of machine frames off camera. Because we've done it once, we can do it again. It's not that bad, it's just kind of annoying to make all that stuff. So I've got to put in some work on that. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then next time I will also make the advanced inscribers. We'll set up a system to automate that as well. And yeah, then we can have Enderium, we can have automatic processors, and we'll start designing a little bit of the rooms up above. So for this generator block, let's go ahead and do one last thing of put that on our checklist. For the generator block, we're going to need a Kinetic Dynamo, which is just some iron, a copper coil, and redstone. So 1, 2, 3. Let's get some redstone and copper. Now we need the copper coil, which requires LV copper wires and iron. We have 4 LV copper wires. If we want to make more, it's just more copper wires. So that's not a problem. So let's get some wires going. And we have a metal press for that. So nice and easy. Now the question is, how many wires do we get? We get 2 for each ingot, so we're going to need 2 ingots worth. And this is almost done. So copper coil, we're going to need sticks. I have more sticks somewhere else. I think they're in... Here they are. Cool. So I really need to get the Applied Logistics system up and running completely so that we can have a lot of nice things. But we'll do that another time. So this is the copper coil. The Kinetic Dynamo. And then we're going to need 2 steel. And the last thing is electrum. Do we have any electrum? No. But we can make it pretty easily. It's just gold and silver. And we can honestly use our induction. So unlock that. There we go. Put the enriched iron in there, and once that's done, we'll have the generator blocks. Now these are used primarily for making things like the biodiesel generator and whatnot. So I'm going to need more of that stuff. Do we have any nether bricks? We should. I think we do. We have these nether bricks. Yes, cool. So I can at least get that taken care of. You know what? We can make the Magma Crucible. Just requires not fused quartz, but hardened glass. And hardened glass is just pulverized obsidian and lead. in a induction furnace. So do we have any pulverized obsidian? We can grab a piece of lead. That's easy enough. And that's sky stone, obsidian. So if we want to make this pulverized, I mean, obviously the pulverizer would do it, but the manufactory also does it. So we'll just throw it in there. We can get some steel cooking up. And then, does it actually have to be pulverized lead? Alright, that's not that big of a deal. What's going to be the easiest way to get that, though? Enrichment chamber with lead ore would work. Manufactory. Should have guessed. In fact, I had a feeling it was going to be that, but alright, there is some steel. We'll get the rest later. And here is the generator block. So that is completed. We'll get a loot chest. And these guys will just go in here for now. We're just kind of doing the quest because why not? The last thing is a radiator block. Oh, that's really easy. Steel, copper, and water. So we just need 4 more steel. I just need to go get a water bucket, which I don't know that I have an extra bucket. Not in there. I know I have the bucket of pink slime. Do I not have any more buckets? It's just 3 iron plates, so it's not like it's that bad to make, but I swear I had another bucket. Let's just real quick, like, glance through all this. No, okay, we don't have a bucket over here. So I guess we'll go ahead and, you know, we can grab this stuff. We have the hardened glass. Let's go ahead and make the Magma Crucible. Once we grab our machine frame. And throw that in there. Quartz glass can go actually into here. And we need 3 iron to make a iron bucket. So we'll put the Magma Crucible here. Turn it off. Let's get plates. 3 iron. And then getting the water is going to be easy. So the radiator block is really easy. The next thing we're also going to want to make is the thermoelectric. So we need some constantan, another copper plate thing, and or copper coil rather, and all that kind of fun stuff. So that shouldn't be too bad either. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Alright. So with that, we should be able to make the radiator blocks. We'll get our bucket back. And quest completed. Cool. So just put that in there. And yeah, let's put that away. We're not going to use that today. Okay, so now we can make the projector. Displays how multi-block structures are supposed to be built. This is really useful, so you can kind of plan things out. We're going to be using a lot of the multi-block structures. We'll probably have a crusher. We'll have multiple. We'll have 4 metal presses, 1 for each of the plates, so that they can all be automated and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be important. And this is a lantern, glass, treated wood planks, and 2 iron. So it is not that difficult. Let's see if we can use these treated wood planks. So let's get that taken care of. We only need one treated wood plank, so let's use this one. Okay, 2 iron. Lantern is 2 iron plates, 2 glass, and a glowstone. So let's get the iron plates. We're also going to need some constant, so we'll get that cooking up here in a moment. I believe that's copper and nickel, but I could be wrong on that. So we just need 3, 4 glowstone and 2 glass panes. And the projector also requires a normal piece of glass, so that would be... Will it accept any? Colorless. It has to be colorless, so it cannot be a stained glass. I feel like we have some glass somewhere. That's hardened glass. That will not work. At least I don't think it will. Oh well. We can smelt up a piece of sand fairly quickly. And iron plates. Okay. So glowstone, glass, iron. We get 3 lanterns for that. And then hopefully this works. Otherwise we just chisel it, but there is the projector. So we'll take the middle loop chest. Why not? And we're getting close. We're going to do a little bit more work, but not too much more, to be honest, because we are getting a little late on time. Lanterns, by the way, are really nice. We might build with those, or we might use the charged quartz fixtures. I'm not sure what we're going to do for lighting, but we do need to sleep. So the next thing, we need to kind of clean up some quests and whatnot. So the Thermoelectric Generator, we're going to need to make that. This produces power when it's when it has hot and cold block on adjacent sides, up to 3 per. And yeah, so kind of cool, but we're probably not going to use it. To be honest, mechanism power stuff is so much better. So we're still going to make it because why not? We're going to need 3 steel, 4 copper, and then 5 constantan, which that is the question, is how do you make constantan? It is copper and nickel. So we're going to need 3 of each. So I guess we could probably use the alloy furnace. We certainly can. So we're going to turn these into plates. 5 of them anyways. And then we're going to get 4 sets of wires. And that should be pretty much it. And then we have some other things to do. We're going to need to get more wires and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, so we can get this. And the wires we're going to need for the other stuff is, I believe, Electrum. So let's take a look real quick. Yeah, for the MV wire coils, we're going to need Electrum. So 2 Electrum wires. And we can just kind of wait on this for just a moment. Won't be that long. And we can make all this stuff. So let's get the MV wires, LV wires, copper wire coil, and there's the thermoelectric. So that has detected it, and that's detected. So we just need a piece of ice. And let's see what else we need for the other one. For the MV energy, we need an MV wire connector, which is not too bad. We can also just upgrade an LV wire connector, which I have. And then can we just upgrade the LV? Yep. So just these two with 2 pieces of iron. And that should be that quest. We'll get a loot chest. And then we can get to HV stuff. Which is not like awful, but could be a little bit easier to deal with. Let's go ahead and put this stuff away for right now. Unfortunately, I'm running out of room. We have 4 loot chests. Let's go ahead and dump off some stuff in here. I can go in there. I can't put anything where I want it. Redstone torch can come out. And I didn't realize I already had glowstone. And rubber, like unprocessed rubber, can come out as well. Okay, so we need to go get a piece of ice. Ice spawns in cold places. Luckily there is a there's a glacier over here, so we just need to go get some stuff. And then we'll go ahead and call the episode there. We didn't quite get through all of Immersive Engineering, but we did get through a lot of it, so that's nice. And what do we have here? You're a skeleton. We need to kill you quickly. Drop anything good? Nope, of course not. Eventually we will be using a fairly standard mob farm to get plenty of armor from skeletons and zombies, among other things, but mostly actually the armor is kind of what's enticing. There's another cave. So between episodes I am going to work on getting access to Enderium, and like I said, I'm going to make those inscribers as well as the machine frames, so we can make more stuff. Now, I will say around here, I am a little scared. I believe there's a dragon somewhere underneath the ground here, and that's not... Ooh, it's a hedgehog. Look at it. It's so cute. It's sleeping. That's right. Hedgehogs are nocturnal. But yeah, I believe there is a bad thing somewhere around here. So that should have completed the quest. And it did. So let's claim that. And then external heater. Evidently we already had one of those. Oh, we needed it for the blast furnace thing. So cool. So we got 2 quests done there. So all we need to do left is the HV energy, which I think... let's see real quick. How bad is this stuff? MV capacitor, lead, steel. That's not that bad. Aluminum and steel wires. Aluminum. I think we can do that. Let's go ahead and finish this off. And then we'll be done with the Immersive Engineering quest line. We're not done with Immersive Engineering, not by a long shot. We still have a lot of stuff to do. Specifically things like, you know, we're going to be making more metal presses. We're going to probably be making, I don't know if we're going to need an arc furnace or not. We might. I don't know if we're going to need the crusher or not. We might. Definitely going to be making a lot of garden cloches. Those are fantastic items. Probably one of my favorite items in the game. For at least Immersive Engineering stuff. Arguably one of my favorite items, period, in the game. But regardless, really good items, really useful, especially with Mystical Agriculture. And at least I think that's the version of the mod we have. Is it Mystical Agriculture? Infusion Stone. Yeah, Mystical Agriculture. So there's a couple others. It used to be called. There used to be one that was like Magic Crops or something like that. So it's hard to tell what version it's going to be sometimes. Anyways, let's grab our MV capacitor. We're going to put that away as well as the ice. Don't care about that. But yeah, we had the external heater effect. We made that for the preheater, which is over there still. Okay. MV capacitor, we're going to need some aluminum and steel. So let's see. For this, we're going to need 2 blocks of lead, 3 steel, and a redstone. We're going to need to smelt up some more lead. I think I have a good bit of lead ore. Yeah, so we're going to need 9 of those enriched and then smelted up. So let's just do this. Need 2 of those. 3 steel. And then we're going to need 1 more steel plus 3 aluminum. I think that'll be fine. We're going to need MV and MV. We can actually go ahead and upgrade these guys to an HV wire and an HV wire connector. That did connect. Yep, that did complete it. So then we just have to throw these 2 in here. They'll get stamped out, and we'll get the wires. Pretty straightforward. So this is not too bad. We just need our lead to cook up, and we'll be done. So yeah, we're gonna have 7 loot chests to open, which is also a good thing. And like I said, next time we're going to get the Enderium. We're going to finish that up. We're going to automate the production of processors with Applied Logistics. At the very least, automating it to the manual part of I put the items in, it gives me the items out. That is still automation in my eyes. It's still good enough. Do we have another crafting table? Can't we use this one? Yeah. So once this is done, which it's almost there, we'll be able to make everything else. And you know, now let's, just because this is maybe going to be buggy, let's get this stuff together. We're going to risk it. We're not going to sleep. So there is the 2 blocks of lead. Let's see if this works. No, I have to chisel these guys. That's not a big deal. And there is the HV capacitor. And then with the aluminum and steel, we can get everything else. So there we go. Immersive Engineering is completed. Which is kind of cool. So we're going to put that up there. We already had a Kinetic Dynamo. Whoops. Oh well. Let's go ahead and sleep. And then we're going to open up all of our loot boxes and call the episode. So maybe we'll get something good. Maybe we'll get some more... maybe we'll get a machine frame. That'd be really nice. Mud bricks. Alright. We got a stack of those. That's okay. Hardened casing. We got 2 of those. That's kind of nice. Coconut shrimp. Isn't this used for making iron casings? So yeah, that is actually really nice. I don't have to make any more of those. Cranberry jelly. Ooh, we got a railgun. That was an advancement. Cool. Reinforcement modifier. 3 of those. That's kind of cool. So we could... And a Futura block. A single Futura block. That is... that is trolly. Because it's supposed to look like an ME controller. In fact, it does. But it's not an ME controller. So real quick, before we end off, we're going to put this in here. And... reinforce, and unbreakable. So now our pick will never break. Kind of nice. So that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And next time, what we're going to do, like I said, automate processors, get Enderium. That's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!